Ninjago has a katana problem, and not in the fun sense of, oh, we have too many good things and the swords in Ninjago are really cool. No, there is an inherent problem in my opinion when it does come to Ninjago sets, and now I think about it, and every time I look at new sets, I can't unsee it. This is an issue that I think is a symptom of a much larger issue as a whole, but I would be lying if I said this isn't one of the most blatantly obvious instances of LEGO just kind of not doing Ninjago sets properly. And I do promise the name does make sense, because I'm gonna show you today how Ninjago does actually have this problem, show where I believe it started, or more specifically where I really started to notice it, and just show you what I have noticed. See if you agree with me or not, and we can go from there. Because this very much could just be a me problem, but I honestly think I do have a fairly compelling case when I do look at it through the lens of any sort of Ninjago collector. So, let me land, bear with me, and relax as I talk to you about Ninjago's katana problem, and why I think it is actually an issue. Now, to give a very vague summary of what I believe this problem is, it is with the overusing and the overutilization of the Ninjago katana piece. This is an item that is pretty cool, and I definitely am glad I got it, but it does feel like in recent time, LEGO have become lazy in favor of just reusing it in an event to just not have to do anything else. Now, I'm not going to say that katanas haven't been common practice in Ninjago sets for a very long time, but the thing is that I believe that this issue really did start to come to light around the point in time of Dragon's Rising. I believe it was at the start of this era of Ninjago sets where they really did just start to lose any sort of effort when it did come to giving the ninja any form of accessories. If you look at the Season 1 sets, you will note that every single ninja comes with the exact same thing. Each ninja comes with 2 dual gold katanas, and that is literally it. Now, on its own, you may be thinking to yourself, well, that's not really much of an issue. What's wrong with that? There's not a problem. Well, there is. They're just handing out these swords for basically no determinable reason. And by that, I just simply mean that they're giving ninja just regular katanas and just handing them out all 2 each, when in reality what they should be doing is actually continuing to give the ninja their own unique weapons like they used to when it did come to Ninjago sets. When I think of the fact that you don't actually have any sort of weapon beyond a katana for the ninja nowadays, it actually does become quite concerning. Like I said, all of the Season 1 sets just had the katana and that was quite literally it. But go into Season 2 of Dragon's Rising and you still do see the exact same thing. You may see a slight variant, maybe just added on a hilt piece here and there. I most likely show in the image of Kai on screen right now. But the thing is that on a very, very short leashed idea, the ninja were just all getting the exact same weapon, and that was quite literally it. This continued on through the Season 3 sets, and come the Season 4 sets, or more specifically the Season 4 Part 2 sets, it seems to be taking a little bit of a curve, but the thing is that it's actually still kind of not. We do have a set that has got Jay with nunchucks. We do get to see a set where the ninja may have some form of elemental piece like wildfire, but that is basically it. The thing is that all of the ninja are still just getting the exact same thing, maybe apart from an odd anomaly, like a prismatic or a reveal blade. And again, you may be wondering why this is an issue, but let me explain to you why this is just lazy. I want you to set your mind back to just a few years before the beginning of Dragon's Rising. The Dragon's Rising sets began in 2023, so let's go to 2019. Only a couple years between, and especially in comparison to the longevity of Ninjago, it is not actually that much. But you then look at the sets we got that year, which were the Season 11 sets, and in those ones, all of the ninja had brick built, had completely unique weapons to coincide with the gold weapons that they did get in the 11-minute era. We got to see the likes of Lloyd's new sword, we got to see Kai's sword, Cole's hammer, we got Zane just with shurikens, but they still did fit, Nia's spear, Jay's nunchuck thing, I forgot the official name of it. But the thing is that all of them had these really cool weapons that fit up perfectly with the rest of the show, and that was amazing. And the thing is that they still use those weapons to this very day. And have we had those weapons since those sets? Well, no, we haven't. We've had one instance, but that was about it. And by one instance, I am being extremely generous here. I'm talking about the X1 Ninja Charger, a set which on the car itself has 2 swords that look like Kai Season 11 swords. And that's pretty cool, right? Well, the thing is that it's not even advertised as Kai's weapon for the set. Guess what he has?
A katana!
You can go further back, or you can even go forward for more examples that shows that each LEGO wave of Ninjago set actually did have some unique flair to them. Again, if we want to talk about custom ninja weapons, you could look at the Oni trilogy sets. You got the new versions of the golden weapons, you got the hunted weapons, and you got the Season 8 silver weapons as well. All of them looking amazing. And then again, like I said, after that point in time, the katanas, the weapons that they use in Shintaro, we got the weaponry that they use for Seabound. We actually got some really cool and some really unique stuff. But it just ended for no reason. The Dragon's Rising sets, which we know have the budget, are just simply opting to not give us any sort of unique weaponry. They're not opting to give us anything that looks cool. And you can't even say that, well, they have the scabbards that allow them to actually put it in the holder so they can also hold their weapons. They had that for many other seasons too. The thing is that it just seems to be, by all accounts, they're just opting to put these simple weapons in just so they don't have to spend the money to actually give us something else. The thing is that they could very easily give all of us these new and cool looking weapons, but they just choose not to, and it makes no sense. I sit here and I think about the fact that we have so many Dragon's Rising sets, expensive Dragon's Rising sets for that matter, where all you will see is just gold katanas all round, and it just is insulting. I know people are going to bring up the fact that I'm talking about the temple bounty here, but it's the perfect example, honestly. The minifigures that we get in that set. Zark does have his flail, which is pretty cool looking, but you have Zane with just 2 regular swords, Nia, Cole, and Wildfire as well, I believe. All of them just having these regular weapons that just kind of mean nothing. I know Wildfire also got elemental effects, but that's about it. And then you got Rogue, who has the wrong color hilt on his weapons. For a set that costs as much as that one does, why is it that you are not giving Ninjago fans actual weapons? Why doesn't Nia get a spear? Why doesn't Cole get his hammer? We are looking at a scenario where if you didn't buy the set in 2019, you don't have the ninjas' weapons that they've been using since 2019. That is awful in any sort of account. Why is it that we can't have the very things that they are using in the show? Maybe just replace the weapons and give us new ones at this point. I don't know. But the thing is that they're actively choosing to not do it, presumably just to save money. It is just, in my opinion, insulting. It is just really annoying to see. Why is it that LEGO are just refusing to give us anything of interest when it does come to these minifigure accessories? Why is it that if you buy a Dragon's Rising set, you can't display your Lloyd or your Nia or your Cole or your Kai with a weapon that actually fits the outfit? Why is it that you are spending over £200 to £300 on these modular sets to just get katanas? This is the same thing, in my opinion, as the fact that some of the newer, larger modular sets like Old Town don't have leg printing, which I think is also an issue, but that's another conversation for another day. But the thing is that they are just simply choosing to not give these characters the weapons that are actually accurate to their characters. And they should be doing that, but they're just not. But to calm down, and I can't wait for comments about this, what is the solution? What is the way around it? Well, there are 3 things really. For one, you just accept the fact that you're just gonna have 1,000,000 gold katanas. I know I have a sword bin. No, I'm not joking, by the way. I just have a whole little tub dedicated to katanas. Again, I wish I was exaggerating. Option number 2, you actually go back and you buy the appropriate pieces to actually reconstruct the weapons nowadays. I'm lucky in the fact that I do own the weapons already, but that is honestly about it. If you're a Ninjago fan that came in later down the line, good luck. You just have to buy a bunch of gold pieces, and that's just not really ideal. You shouldn't have to get extras just for your Ninjago minifigures. It should not be optional. But hey, that is what it is, I guess. Or the last option, LEGO, do your job. Honestly, I don't understand how LEGO are just opting to not do this. We're not talking about expensive custom molded pieces here. We're not talking about these really intricate pieces like the reveal blade. We're not talking about the Katanas here or the staff of Forbidden Spinjitzu. We're talking about gold rod 1x1, a gold brick 1x1 but half. We're talking of gold slab, black 1x1 piece. We're talking about some of the pieces that are easy to get into any set. But again, they're just simply choosing not to. Meh. But to really calm it down and have a proper summary of this, katanas are everywhere in Ninjago. It is a very specific issue, and I know a lot of people are going to say about the fact that I'm talking about it, but regardless, it's an issue where it just doesn't allow Ninjago fans to really show off their display as a whole. It's a thing that should be rectified. It's a thing that shouldn't exist. Yes, gold katanas are really cool, but when you own hundreds of them, it's not. When I only have my custom set of Season 11 weapons and my official Season 11 weapons, I certainly do feel strained, because there's a lot of ninja I would love to give these weapons to, but unless I'm willing to pay for many copies of the same thing, then it's just a shame. If they come naturally in sets, that's a great thing. Again, going back to the X1 Ninja Charger example, those two swords that look like Kai Season 11 swords, I robbed those things off that car as soon as I did the review on them. But, you know, it's still only 2 extras. There are still 10 more Kais I would like to have that sword for. But that's beside the point. But I do just think on an overall, LEGO need to put in more effort. LEGO need to actually take this criticism on board and actually do something better. Give people weapons that they actually want to display with their characters. Because I know, and I'm speaking for myself of course, but I think a lot of people would agree with me, I see those swords in the set and I don't even touch them. I leave them in the bag, which is a shame because I really wish I didn't have to do that. But I would love to know, am I on my own on this, or is there something that you agree with? I would love to know, because maybe I'm just ranting for nothing, but I do think I'm bringing up a point that a lot of people are probably thinking. So I would love to know what you think and what solution you would like to see be done, because I do think it is interesting. I do think it's worthy of more conversation, because LEGO should do better. You know, we're paying enough for these sets, we should actually have what we deserve. But thank you very much for watching the video, and I do hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please consider subscribing. I love discussing Ninjago with more people, and usually I'm a lot more positive. But if you do want to support the channel any further, which you do not have to, you could always become a channel member and join the legends that you see on screen. Each of your support means the absolute world to me, especially when I rant like this, and I truly cannot thank you enough. But like I said, that's about it for today, and take care. Okay,